one side is purity and all, but we also cannot forget that we're dealing with this world. And this world is not so pure. So observe people's eyes. Sometimes you talk to them and then all of a sudden it's like someone else. Also this bipolar, people say bipolar. This is not bipolar, they're just possessed by something that is attached to their consciousness. So these occult clouds, they, you know, for example, these occult clouds, you think that they come from somewhere. They are the collective clouds to which we connect. But sometimes they are the cloud of the collective negative energy. Links several people, sometimes even families or generations, into one pool of karmic execution, where you know, like during this occult webinar, if you remember, I explained that there are these clouds which are attached to our consciousness, but they are our consciousness. They're not just attached, but they're just like extensions of our consciousness, so sort of something that we accumulated. And so these things can be activated, and then they come. What is an occult attack or a possession? It's, yeah, there are also some deliberate spirit possessions, but mostly it is the possession of one's own aspect or corrupt aspect of consciousness. What does it mean? That aspect just comes to the surface into the active consciousness and veils, and the person just acts totally differently, like becomes angry all of a sudden. So this suppressed anger within oneself, this suppressed some sort of sexual repression, repression of self-expression, feeling like I'm nothing. All these are these occult, hidden from our active consciousness aspects within ourselves. And so if they come to the surface, the person might start feeling like they are flipping continuously. And so if they don't know that it's a part of their, let's say, process of transformation, or they don't have the proper guidance, they might think that they've gone crazy. But this is a point where something, the trauma has come up to the surface, where you can see this occulted, repressed anger usually, or repressed negativity, jealousy, anger, envy, shame, guilt. It just veils for a while, and the person like flips. They become sort of very different, and then they flip back, because this aspect of consciousness is not being addressed, and it became strong because it works on the periphery there, and somehow the active consciousness feeds it somehow. But the person doesn't track this feeding sort of line or connection. And so, because it's being fed, it's strong. And so it comes as if a possession, and the person all of a sudden just flips. The same happens with borderline. So actually between this flipping and borderline, the flipping is clear flipping. Or bipolar, the same, I mean, it's clear flipping. There's one side and the other, so it's only one aspect. But with the borderline, it can be many aspects coming to the surface, and the person is sort of normal and then not normal, and you know, having these issues. But if our signs understood that we are the collective consciousness carrying it all, and also empowering it individually, connecting to these clusters, experiencing this karmic experience of this life, sometimes through specific connections, or we are met by the grace of these connections, or we connect to other people by this. So there is a learning experiences, and not only learning. The learning, it's our human context, it's our human explanation. It's a learning experience, but it's just purgation of delusion and corruption within the consciousness through this life plays out, whatever, just purges. It doesn't have that human context. Or is it going to be painful or pleasurable, or is it going to be nice for me or not nice for me? It's just there. It purges out, and it allows us to either consciously look at it and realize that this is just a play of experience through which we again reflect and invoke something within which we have to look at, or we just disperse or attach to the experiences. That's it. So it's very important to remember that when there is spiritual evolution or progress, sort of, the progress is nothing again but a human context and idea.
Yeah.
But it's just dissolution of corruption. It's not linear going up or ascending. It's just, again, our way of expressing it. But it's realization. That's why it's called the path of self-realization, because it's a realization of the corruption of all that which is hidden, which is occulted from our active consciousness, bringing it into the active consciousness and dissolving, seeing how it is played out through the, external scenery, and how it is played out through the perception, and kind of dissolving these links and restoring our natural being, and understanding also that the sickness is everywhere. It's only, the task is right now to recognize it within the self and dissolve the ties. So all these ego trips, expressions, whether they are considered as mental illness or just anxiety, just stress, which are not yet in the category, they're like preconditions to that.
Yeah.
They're all a sign that there's something occulted, something we're not paying attention at, and something that is operating behind the scenes. Repressed anger, repressed emotions, repressed sexuality, repressed by whichever means, upbringing, religion, politics, anything, society overall. So these have to be addressed, and on this spiritual path you kind of vouch to face it, because this is how the process happens. Something which is occulted comes to your active consciousness, you notice it, you realize. It's not a path of guilt, shame, and harboring of all these emotions, because this is on the contrary. You have to see what has been repressed. So it's a psycho-spiritual therapy at first. The first stages of spiritual evolution is a psycho-spiritual therapy, self-therapy, self-healing, and then it becomes more like an expansion and realization of the subtler realms of existence and creation and so on and so forth. But before we really go into that, we need to be absolutely healthy. And it means that in order to know the secrets of creation, we need to dissolve ego. Ego means all this corruption of the self, corruption of the ancestors within the self, corruption of the collective within the self. So then we are eligible to learn the depth and the secrets of the previous ages, because consciousness was purer, to know all the knowledge, to acquire the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge. Again, what is spiritual knowledge? The knowledge of creation, of different subtleties of creations, dimensions, and so on and so forth, and whatever it encompasses,